like to welcome you to join us here at the community garden at Riley Park in an area that has been occupied by First Nations people for maybe as much as 10,000 years. We are very grateful that we have an opportunity to live and garden on the territory of the Coast Salish people. So, Charlene, do you want to give us a sense of what we're looking at here and a bit more about this crop in the middle of June?
Art, these sugar snap peas have really come to life. These were planted in early March, and we revisited this crop back a month ago, and you can already witness the amazing growth. Now these sugar snap peas, this variety is called Sugar Ann, is starting to create these beautiful soft white flowers, and from here will be fruit, which will be the green pods. Now snap peas are great because they're easy to grow, they're getting lots of rain, and they can be harvested fresh from the vine. Now peas also require a little bit of support in the form of a trellis because their tendrils will either connect to the trellis or to each other, so they do require that support to help them grow. And they're a really easy plant to grow, not just in a community garden bed or a raised garden bed, but also in containers if you get the dwarf varieties as well. Now these snap peas, some of them are ready to harvest, and all you're going to do is gently pinch the pod, and they're best enjoyed fresh when they're sweet and crunchy, and you can eat this entire pod fresh from the vine.
Yeah, plants in the legume family have the ability to form a symbiotic relationship with nitrogen-fixing bacteria. These bacteria exist in the soil. They will infect the root. The plant forms a nodule around the bacteria, and within that nodule, atmospheric nitrogen is converted into amino acids and proteins. Those help to create the green tissue of the plants, the peas in this case, and they also add nitrogen into the growing system. So whatever you don't harvest, if you put that back into the soil or into your compost heap, that enriches the nitrogen cycle of your growing system. So you can see these creamy white nodules on the pea roots here, which indicates that this plant is actively engaged with the nitrogen fixing bacteria to bring atmospheric nitrogen into the plant. If we slice open the nodule, we should be able to see that it's pink on the inside. That pink is related to hemoglobin, which we have in our blood, that carries oxygen. So the white creamy outside color of the nodule plus the pink interior tell us that these nodules are actively fixing nitrogen and supporting the above ground growth of this plant. So the one issue that I should mention is that if you have not grown a particular legume recently, you probably should purposefully inoculate it, and you can buy the inoculum at your local garden shop fairly inexpensive. It doesn't take very much, but you put that on there to ensure that the bacteria are there to infect the roots. And process itself is one that we really need to feature strongly in any system where we're trying to farm or garden organically.
From both Art and myself, until we see you next week in the garden, have a great week.